Good morning, Austin James here. Wanted to address to you victims, usual disclaimer, eventually I won't need to do these. No, I do need to do these every time. I use gender specific terms, normally male, men for abusers, wives, women for victims. That was my situation. I in no means imply that abuse is anything but gender neutral. Men, if you are being abused, I do not mean in any way to minimize your situation. It's just, for me, I would rather focus on getting good content out there when I speak rather than trying to make sure my verbiage is always politically correct, okay? That's the only reason why I'm doing that. So having said that, this video is for the women. How do you know if you're being abused? I've gotten hundreds of emails from victims, mostly women, and a couple common threads in the emails, but one of the top two is always, "Thank you for writing your book. You confirmed in my mind what I suspected all along, that indeed they're being abused." It took reading from a recovering abuser's perspective and from the abuser's mindset to solidify in their mind. So what I want to talk about here is just really is off the cuffs. I have no notes. On my website, I have signs of emotional abuse, red flags of emotional abuse, links down in the description. You know, go there. There wasn't any use of me just reading that stuff off in a video. I'm just going to pull from off the cuff from 10 years of recovery and a healthy mindset here, okay? So the number one thing I can try to impart to you, victims of abuse, is if you suspect you're being abused, you are. Go with that gut. Go with that instinct. Women have an innate ability. Their instincts are very accurate, very intuitive. And you see, the thing that we do as abusers is brainwashing. And when I speak on this, I also want to say, and I know this is unbelievable. I'm 10 years healthy, and it's unbelievable for me even sometimes to look back. But here's the truth. All this is done on a subconscious level. And I say that now because what I feel is important, that instead of focusing, and I have no idea what you're going through. I've read some absolutely horrendous stories to the point I've actually emailed someone, said, "Tell me where you are, I'm going to call the police and have them come get you." Instead of focusing on the why is he doing it, it's more of focusing on you and what is he doing. You see, and this goes back to biblical times. For those of you that believe in the Bible, look at the tactic the serpent used on Eve to deceive her. He got her questioning, did God really say you would die if you ate of the forbidden fruit? Surely he didn't say you'd die. See, he deceived her and got the deception by making her question herself, making her question reality. That is what we do as abusers. We make you question. It's psychological brainwashing. It's psychological torture is what it is. It's all geared to break you down, to make you question everything about yourself, from the way you look, the way you dress, the hair color, your friends, where you work, your money, the car you drive. You know, if we think the sky's orange, we're going to go out and look at that orange sky. Well, no, it's blue. And we'll try to convince you it's orange. So the best thing you can do is trust those instincts. And I know that that's difficult to do depending on the number of years that you've been in an abusive situation. And it very likely could have extended prior to you even getting into a relationship, or it could have extended over multiple relationships. But the number one thing is to try to trust that instinct. I'm sitting here looking at you saying, if you think that you are being abused, go with that. You are being abused. Look on my website for some of the other signs to confirm things, okay? So that's the number one thing. Number two, obviously, if you have friends that are suggesting things to you, or that, hey, your husband seems to be angry a lot, that's another key that you're being abused. Specific tactics that I can think of off the top of my head is the constant belittlement. Abusers, we come across, we think in our own minds that we are intellectually superior to probably all the world now since Mother Teresa has passed. And certainly we think that we're intellectually superior to you. So if there's always that underlying tone that you just don't quite measure up, your thoughts are good, your direction, what your idea is good, but what about this? Why don't we do this? See, it's all focused back on us, on our idea. It's just that underlying current of we know best, we're intellectually superior to you. Great idea. What about this? There we are. We're shifting things. That's another, that's a big thing. Hostile humor, huge. We all use it. And it's just not good. It's not healthy. Chances are, if depending on your frustration level of your situation, relationship, you're using it as well. Hostile humor. Going out, generally among friends, although you can do it if it's just the two of you. I'll say something to you. It's going to be a derogatory statement. God, that dress is a little long, isn't it? You look so much better with short dress. Or that's a terrible example. Sorry. But we laugh. That's my point. Okay, I'm doing this off the cuff, so bear with me. We laugh when we say it. We try to hide the insult, the put down, should you really rethink yourself. We hide it around a mask, a balloon of humor. And it's huge when we get out in public, when we get around friends, that we try to get that dig in on our mates and we wrap it around humor, okay? That's another big red flag to abuse, is reading between the line on what your mate is saying inside that package of the humor. Is it a belittlement? Is it a constant putting you down? Is it you don't do this right? Is it I wish that you were this. I wish you were more like this person or dressed like that. If it's just constantly you not measuring up, then chances are, again, this is an abusive situation. Just constant manipulation, trying to have his way with everything. Where you eat, what time you eat, the ritual of eating. Everything is tried to be controlled and manipulated. See, we are this little child inside. We never developed emotionally past a certain age limit. And so we're this little child inside, and our biggest fear is that you are going to discover that little child in us and leave. And so we're constantly doing these put downs, controlling, manipulations, the intellectual superior, the sky's not blue, it's orange, to constantly get you broke down, worn down, constantly rethinking yourself so that you cannot leave us, so that you feel you're totally dependent on it. Isn't that sick? Isn't that twisted? And I just want to say along those lines, when I say this is subconscious, I can guarantee you, at least in my experience and experience working with others, I no means have 1,000 client draw to pull on here, but I don't know of anybody who woke up one morning and said, abuse is my ticket to health, wealth, and happiness. It just doesn't happen. So my point in that, again, is to get you focusing on the undercurrent, what is being said, how it's being said, what is being done, focusing on that rather than how could he do that? How could he say that? Why does he say that? Why did he do that? Do you see where I'm going with this, ladies? I'm trying to shift the focus to get you really pinned in on, yeah, I'm being abused here, rather than, God, he's my husband. He's supposed to love me. I love him back. Why won't he change? Why won't he be different? What's wrong with him? See, all that gets you focused on him rather than focusing on you. Okay? I hope that makes sense where I'm going here. Let me see if I can think of some other, just the subtleness of our control manipulation. Man, I was an expert. Here's one. Expectations. God, this is so big that I hit with the people I work with. I was terrible at this. I had expectations for everything and for everybody. I never verbalized them. But yet, if you didn't live up to my internal expectation, I'm going to make sure you know about it. I'm going to make sure, and it might not be for days, and you might not even have a clue of why. I'm just all of a sudden angry. I wake up, I'm in a bad mood, had a rough day at work, and guess who I'm taking it out on? You. It's because mostly I might have had an expectation of something to happen at work. I might have had an expectation of what the car repair would have cost and what needed to be done, but that didn't get met. I didn't vocalize that to you, and so I'm getting a little passionate here. I didn't vocalize that to you, but yet I take it out on you. So unmet expectations. If you know your husband's like, well, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you say this? Why didn't you pick that up? Or those are pretty obvious ones. Why didn't you call? And you're like, inside you're like, you never said to. You never said anything about it. And I get it. A lot of times you're not going to verbalize this stuff because the backlash you're going to get's just not worth it. But again, thinking of what is being directed at you rather than how can that person be saying that. These things are classic abusive situations. Maybe you haven't heard these before. But the bottom line is to trust that female intuition. It's very powerful. Most times it's accurate. If that's the one thing I can stress to you, the quiet times, the times when you are away and you think, something's not right. This dude's not wired right. I think, my friend the other day or so mentioned like abuse or this book, or maybe I saw a commercial or a TV show. That intuition, go with it. Okay, I hope this helps. I have my contact information down in the description. Please, please, please email me. I'm here to help in any way I can. Like I said, I've got some links on my website to some specific signs that can help you further. And I just want to say God bless you, ladies, for hanging in there, because what is happening to you is not deserved. I can't go down this path right now. Reach out to me. I'm here to help. And this is Austin. You take care.